Honestly, I wish I could skip this. I wish I didn't have to talk about it. I wish I didn't have to subject myself to it. But I am a film critic, so I gotta do what I gotta do. I pretty much have no choice. So, yeah, if you saw the short, you know where this is going. So let's just take this fucking trash out where it belongs and burn it in the fiery pits of hell. Shall we? What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Animation Station, your number one station for anything and everything animation, including TV and movies. I am a very pissed off, tired, and done Jackson Small because I just got done suffering through an absolute pile of dog shit. One of the worst things I have probably seen in a while outside of Borderlands. This fucking thing is not just garbage or trash. It is morally reprehensible on every single fucking level imaginable. Thus why I am making this an 18+ review, because I cannot talk about this movie without cursing. It is literally impossible. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the pointless pile of absolute snow shit that is Snow White, the 2025 live-action remake. Why the fuck does it exist? Money. Money and feeding corporate shells that'll eat anything that they're spoon-fed without a peep for quality or innovation. Why is it so bad? Multiple reasons, including a bunch of actual controversies, such as Zegler being an absolute fucking dipshit that doesn't know how to talk, or the bad marketing, or Peter Dinklage fucking everyone in his own community out of a chance to be in a role. Seriously, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, yeah, you're a little person, I get that, and maybe you can find the dwarves offensive, but that was never, like, made fun of or anything in the original Snow White. Like, it was just an aspect. It was mythical creatures. It's not meant to be derogatory. So why the fuck did you make it derogatory? Oh, let's not mention the fact that because of all the backlash caused by this dumbass's comments, they had a completely different idea for the movie where they were going to make 7 thieves instead of 7 dwarves. And then everyone rightfully called out that idea as fucking terrible. So then at the very last minute, they had to backpedal, delay the movie, and put the dwarves in anyway, using that same shitty, awful, Uncanny Valley, garbage-ass CGI that has become regular in these terrible Disney remakes. Heck, even in decent ones like Little Mermaid, like, it's still there, it's still present, and it's still fucking awful. Like, why couldn't you just have people of this community in these roles? It's not that fucking hard. Ignore the elitist prick and actually try to stay true and faithful to the original. Fucking stupid. And then you add on Zegler's comments that just make her look like she's absolutely shitting on everything the original stands for, and you have a mess. And then you add on Gal Gadot, who is now outed as an absolute piece of shit person thanks to Wonder Woman 1984. So, you have all of that together, you already have something really bad. And then you add on all that context, and the fact that the movie itself is probably the worst of all the remakes. Yeah, you have an absolute shit show of baffling proportions. And yet, even with me trying to get people to stay away from this movie, I'm the one that gets called an asshole. Like, I get it. People have personal opinions. I understand that. But I'm just trying to do what I think is right. That being, trying to keep you guys from wasting your money on dog shit. That's what most of us film critics try to do. We try to get you to stay away from bad movies. Now, we're not always right, absolutely not. We have had our multiple fuck-ups, trust me. But more often than not, we do somewhat help, and even though most critics nowadays are just paid shills, some of us still actually care. Myself included. Like, I became a film critic to try to help people stay away from dog shit. Because money is getting harder and harder to come by nowadays for people of the lower working class like me. And I just want those people to spend their money on something that should be actually worth it, rather than making themselves suffer by going through a piece of garbage. Now, yes, I'm not always right, and your money is your money to do with whatever you wish. But I'm just here to give my own 2 cents, my own personal opinion, and you don't have to agree with me. But I do this to make sure that none of you have to. But thankfully, it's looking like all of you guys actually saw the writing on the wall for this piece of shit, as it's now starting to immediately flop. Now, I know that Disney's gonna pull their Borfasa bullshit and bully theaters once again into running this movie constantly because they are too fucking scared to accept defeat and actually learn a lesson. I'm just tired, dude. I'm tired of these shit remakes. I'm tired of Disney putting no effort into their movies. And I'm just fucking tired of their corporate bullshit. Like, I'm tired of it. Like, I called out DreamWorks for it last year. I'm calling out Disney for it this year. Sorry, I know. Tangent that probably has nothing to do with the actual movie. I get it. But my point is that this movie, it's just one of those special kind of bad that makes everyone involved in it look like a fucking dipshit. It is one of those movies that's so atrociously fucking awful that it literally kills your soul to sit through it. And I'm trying to just do my own job and keep people away from it. And if that's something that pisses you off, I apologize. But as I've said before several times, over the past 5 years that I have been doing this on this channel, I have built this channel on blunt and brutal honesty. And I'm not going to throw that away just for the sake of some sponsorship or some other stupid fucking bullshit. So, with all of that said, what's this movie's actual problems? Even without all that added context and the shitty controversies by shitty elitist assholes. Well, here's my written review. I fucking called it. I knew from the second it was announced that this was going to be an unwatchable garbage fire that ruined the classic ingenious simplicity of the original. And it was everything I expected it to be and more. This actually came out worse than the trailers made it look. And the trailers already made it look like a flaming pile of dog shit. Think about that. This is not just your ordinary bad movie, this is one that's so atrocious and so non-stop cringe that it literally kills your soul. The acting, if you want to call it that, is horrible, especially from Farquaad herself. Yeah, I'm calling her Farquaad because I refuse to call her by her actual name and give her any kind of recognition whatsoever because she's such a piece of shit human being. Effects are the absolute worst they've ever been in these remakes. Like, the dwarves are fucking shit. Like, they look like shit, they don't look real, and whenever the actors are trying to perform along with these abominations, it's so uncanny valley that it just rips you out of the experience and leaves you just baffled. Baffled why this even fucking exists in the first place. Story is a cringe bastardization of the original. Like, yeah, you have the dwarves in there, but they still have the thieves in there too. So you have two movies smashed together. You have one side where Snow White is with the dwarves and they're doing all, the shitting on the original scenes thing. And then you have this other scene with the thieves and what was supposed to be the original movie that we were supposed to get until the internet. And both halves are shit. Like, this one makes no sense, and this one is just there out of obligation. Now, granted, I will give it that the dwarves are voice acted by actual voice actors rather than celebrities. I will give it that we don't have cringe Aquafina Seagull this time, yes. But they still look like shit. And since you have to have both these plots smashed together, trying to be politically correct for the Gen Z crowd, it doesn't work and it comes off as a rush fucking mess. Maybe because that's what it was from the fucking first scene of production. Oh, these movies like this piss me off so bad. Pacing is slower than sloth climbing a tree. This movie's so slow, it feels like 3 hours. This version of the Evil Queen is so awful that it makes Melissa McCarthy's terrible Ursula look like a masterpiece in comparison. I fucking hated Melissa McCarthy as Ursula. Not the look wasn't the problem, it was the performance. The performance was absolutely god-awful. But somehow Gal Gadot as the Evil Queen is actually worse. It's so over the top and goofy and doesn't match the spirit of the original character at all, outside of name. It's so fucking stupid. Runtime is torture, classic songs are destroyed, and all the new ones are trash. Rewatchability is 0. I'm never watching this again. Never again. The final act is a brain cell destroying mess that makes no fucking sense whatsoever, and all the vintage charm of the original is completely gone in favor of forcing modern agendas so transparently it makes Wonder Woman 1984 look more respectful in comparison. Yes, it really is that fucking atrocious. The modern agendas that they force in here with a fucking crowbar. This is not a movie. This is a legal means of brain-rotting torture by corporate ass clowns to rob you of your intelligence, your money, and your time. It is a colossal pile of animal shit that shouldn't be watched by anyone. And the fact that this has made $16 million already, while actual good movies that came out this month, like The Day the Earth Blew Up and Novocaine, are struggling in the box office, is beyond infuriating. Like, yeah, let's have the good movies struggle to actually make their budget back. Well, this does it in less than a fucking week. Stop desecrating the classics. Stop supporting this soulless company. Stop watching these pointless remakes. Seriously, stop. Enough is enough. Like, Lilo and Stitch, please let that be the last one. Cancel Moana. Because you know that's going to be just as bad as the rest of these. Magic Mirror on the Wall. You Who Knows of 2025's shittiest movie of them all. Yeah, this is worse than Kinda Pregnant. I fucking kid you not. Now, is it as bad as Borderlands? No. I still think Borderlands is a worse movie, and it's because I actually have an attachment to that property. Whereas with Disney, it's more pick and choose. I do really enjoy the original Snow White, as I said in my Disney-Vember review last year. But the problem is that it is dated. I can understand that, and that is not going to work with modern audiences. And yes, not everything in that movie holds up today. But you have to give it the respect that it's due. It was the first ever full-length animated feature film. The first movie ever under the Disney banner, and Snow White was the first ever Disney princess. That is 3 big things that you cannot overlook. So when you have this remake made over 100 years later that is this bad and so disrespectful to everything that movie stands for, it makes you realize more than ever how shit of a company this truly is now. It's no longer the classic Disney that Walt envisioned. It is now a soulless corporate shell that only cares about money. They don't give a fuck about the fan base, they don't give a fuck about their own legacy, and they don't give a fuck about their own IPs. They only give a fuck when there's dollar signs. And I'm so fucking tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of it. When are people going to wake the fuck up and stop supporting this shit? Who knows? Maybe it's just me because I'm getting old, even though I'm only 24. Look, I don't enjoy bashing movies. I don't. I want movies to be good. I want movies to be entertaining. I want movies that, even if they're not my specific thing, are still entertaining at the very least. Shit like this, though, gets no mercy. Shit like this is why Hollywood is such a fucking joke. And you may be thinking, oh, you're taking it too seriously, you're not the target audience. I may not be the target audience, but I still fucking matter, damn it. Please don't watch this shit. Even out of your own morbid curiosity, it's not worth it. All it's gonna do is leave you pissed off and, more than ever, hate the company that made it. That was a rant that has been building for years, and I'm glad that I finally got to give it. So, with all that said and done, let's move on to the final verdict, so we can finally get this review done in the archives and move on with our lives. The final verdict for Snow Shite is a 0 out of 10. 0. It is a piece of shit, it desecrates the original, and everyone involved in it is a fucking asshole. If you want to watch Snow White, watch the original. It's shorter, it is way better than this dog shit. And it is way more worth your time. That original Snow White, it may have its problems, but it still holds up surprisingly well even today. Not only as the first ever animated feature, but also as an animated movie in of itself. Sure, it's not one of my personal favorites. Sure, I'm not a target audience. I'm not a big Disney princess fan. But I do like that movie. I still enjoy that movie. I still watch it from time to time whenever I'm in the mood for a Disney movie. Sure, it's not one of my go-tos all the time, but I still like it. I still enjoy it. I still admire its craftsmanship and the landmark that it has made in animation history. This is a piece of shit that should hopefully bomb hard and fall into irrelevance. And I wouldn't be surprised if it kills a few careers, too. And usually I'd say, that sucks, but in this case, no. Someone deserves to be fired for this shit. Yes, you can go ahead and flag this video if you want to, but that is my personal opinion. And if it's something that pisses you off, sorry. I warned you this was going to be an 18+ video. And if you didn't watch that short, that's on you. Okay, that's it. That is all I'm going to say about this movie because I have already wasted enough of my life even talking about it. So, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for happier videos almost every single day. I'm sorry for getting so intensely negative on this one, but shit needed to be said. Because I think all of us with actual brains and self-respect for each other are fucking sick and tired of these remakes. Stop it, Disney. Just stop. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully, if I didn't already scare you off with my suffocatingly negative reaction and discussion, I'll see you in the next review. Take care.
Lesson I'll soon forget. So listen and you won't regret. Be true to yourself, don't miss your chance, and you won't end up like the fool who ripped his